Beautiful faces tonight. And I love that you're here with me this evening because number one, I hope you can see, well, the sun has set here on the coast and the sun has dropped down into the Pacific and she says good night to all of you. So tonight, I love this evening because we're going to talk about celebration and experiences. And very specific, we're going to talk about experiences with our Shred 10 program. And we're streaming this live into a Facebook group called Transform 2021 that services about 2,000 representatives. And I know that so many of our representatives are eager to learn maybe a little more about Shred 10. Should I get involved? What's it all about? I'm not sure. Is this a program for me? And then of course we have all of our special guests that are asking all the same questions. And so tonight I invited three very special ladies to share their Shred experience with us. And so very quickly, what is Shred? Well, Shred is our Juice Plus detoxification program. It's a program where every single month for 10 days, we give our body a break. We do a reset. And we do that by abstaining and removing from our diet, dairy, gluten, sugar, caffeine. We add more good. We add more good with our capsules. We add more good with our protein drink, the Complete, that we drink twice a day. And we're very conscious about our water. We're conscious about rest. We're conscious about exercise. And we do some intermittent fasting. And what does that mean? That means is that we are set our bodies up to remove toxins from the body so that we can start experiencing what I call vibrant, vital health. And so I have been doing Shred I have a Shred lifestyle, something I've been doing for over 20 years now, and it has really served me well. So tonight I thought we would start hearing from a very special lady who is, let me see, she's a mom, she's a photographer, she's an entrepreneur. She comes from Dallas and also, I believe, Michigan. Is it Michigan? I know that she also has a home on a frozen lake somewhere, but her name is Alisa Albers. Welcome to the call, honey. And I would love for you to share with people, number one, what was it about Juice Plus that caught your attention? And then why did you decide that Shred was a program for you and what have you experienced?
Okay, great. Well, thanks for inviting me on, Terry. I'm excited to actually share my story. It's been a couple of years journey for me, which has been pretty incredible. I actually started on Juice Plus because I had a friend who had been struggling with cancer, and she shared her journey with me. And I thought, well, if she needs it, I think I better try it. And I was always open to health products. I was very interested in holistic living, and I think we thought we made pretty good healthy food choices, but I really did actually struggle with getting enough fruits and vegetables in my diet and our kids. So I have 5 kids and one still at home that I'm homeschooling. So anyway, getting food into them was important, and good food. So Juice Plus just kind of filled in that gap for me. Then I started adding on the Complete shakes, loved those. And then I heard about Shred. So Shred, at first I was like, oh, I don't know. But I thought I could try anything for 10 days. So I did join on the Shred. I started shredding probably about 2 years ago. And wow, I had no idea how badly I needed Shred. So for me, I was struggling with some extra weight. I was struggling with fatigue, bloat. I had occasional headaches, just some general things that I kind of thought were kind of normal to getting older. So I was actually pretty encouraged when I did my first Shred, and I realized, oh, wow, I actually felt amazing. So, and I'll be honest, I fell off of the Shred bandwagon last year during COVID. I don't know how many can relate to that. it was, I don't know, I guess being in the house with all the kids, and we just ate lots of comfort food. So around December, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get back on shred. So actually January has been a great month for me because I shifted back into the shred lifestyle, and I realized how not good I was feeling when I wasn't, eating right, when I wasn't cutting out the gluten, the dairy. I still like my coffee, but uh, in general, shred has been pretty life-changing for us. My husband will do it with me, which is great because it's great to have a partner. And he's lost about 25 pounds doing the shred. I lost about coffee. I see that, Jamie. Yeah. 10, I lost about 10 pounds. So I'm back in the groove now, which feels really, really good. And I don't want to get out of that groove again. I actually have a great group of ladies that like to shred with me. And so we hold each other accountable. And that's what I love about this community, was that we could bring people in and actually do it together. And we didn't have to be physically located together. We could just encourage each other through either either on our Facebook page or even through texting. And so for me, it's been a really sweet blessing in my life. I never knew I needed it. So that's just a little short version of my story.
Well, you know what I love about what you said was that, I think for all of us, like this past year has been, we're in the house more than ever, and
Yeah.
we are reaching for comfort food more than ever. And I think that even for myself, what I've noticed was just like some low level aching, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
inflammation.
Mhm.
And you kind of just take that, you start to think, well, that's just normal until you get back onto the shred program, just what
Yeah.
you said, Alisa. And then all of a sudden you realize, no, that's not normal. That's inflammation. And that's why I absolutely love this lifestyle. And like you, I love the support of the community, which
Mhm.
is what we are here tonight. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad we're all back. I'm
I
glad
know,
we're
it
all
feels
back.
really good, doesn't it?
2021, we are
Yes.
embracing the shred again.
Yes.
Thank you. Stay warm up there.
I'll
Okay.
try.
All right. Okay. So next, my friends, we're going to hear from a rocking, savvy realtor from Chicago, Illinois. I mean, this girl takes real estate by storm in Chicago. She's gorgeous. She's a mom. And I want you to help me welcome Jeanine Wheeler. Jeanine, welcome to the call. You have to unmute yourself, sugar.
On. There we go.
There you go.
Thank you
All right,
so much,
so
Terry.
What was
Thanks
your
for
life
having
like?
me.
What was your life like before Juice Plus, and what was it about shred that spoke to your heart?
Well. So I too, like Alisa, I was feeling very lethargic, very lethargic. My body hurt. I was just feeling pretty crappy, and kind of recognizing that I really wasn't taking good care of myself. And I started to worry that I was going to get sick because I just didn't feel like I had been putting enough good things in my body, even though I thought I was doing a good job. And so I started researching what people take when they go through chemo. And ironically, Juice Plus kept coming up. And then I was at a friend's house and saw it on her counter. And when she told me that her friend had sold it, and that's this friend of hers that I sort of admire for her sparkle, I guess. And I always wondered what her secret was. Well, as soon as she told me, now Natalie sells Juice Plus, takes Juice Plus and sells it, I was like, I have to call Natalie right away. So I called Natalie, and of course it was recommended to her by MD Anderson. And I just, what it was about Juice Plus was that I knew I needed something. I was completely fascinated by the research. I was blown away by, the number of doctors and pediatricians and dietitians and athletes and just important, people that were recommending it. The research is really what blew me away. But I didn't even learn that until after I started taking it. I just knew I needed more nutrients in my body, and it made sense. If MD Anderson was recommending it, it made sense to me. And so I started taking it. And of course, it just felt good to know that I was doing something good for my body and something great for my daughter as well. I was just so excited about the children's health study, the family health study, that my daughter could get her fruits and vegetables for free. That was amazing. I just said, sign me up. So that was a few years ago, 3 years ago now. And after being on the product for about a year and feeling, starting to feel pretty good, felt like I was starting to take better care of myself, focusing on myself a little bit more. I saw a post on Facebook from an old friend and client of mine talking about Juice Plus and the Shred. And I was like, wait a minute, count me in. I needed to definitely focus a little bit more. And it sounded like, it wasn't a diet, didn't seem like a diet to me. It was, proposed as more of a lifestyle and just trying something new. It was only 10 days. I knew I could do anything for 10 days. So, I loved the community aspect of that. And so I said, sign me up. Well, when I tell you that first shred, probably easily 2 years ago now, was completely life-changing. It was life-changing for me. I now know that we just don't know how good, we don't know what good feels like. We get so used to feeling bad or not so good. And that just becomes our norm. And it does not have to be that way. So I'm here to tell you that the shred was life-changing for me. And, it was so profound how I felt by taking caffeine when I was sort of living on caffeine and, living on just grabbing those unhealthy snacks and throw together dinners if I did or what have you. Whereas, now I've got the Juice Plus in my body. I'm following a program with whole food nutrition. The complete shakes have completely rocked my world. I can't live without them. I drink them, I eat them, I bake with them, I make anything I can with them. I share them, I give, I make things and give them away because I want everyone else to experience it as well. But I felt like $1 million after 10 days. So I have, after that, I've just been on a mission, really, truly, to pay it forward. I want everyone else to be able to experience what it feels like to feel really fantastic. At 48, I've gone on to train for an Ironman. I have more energy. I'm not lethargic anymore. All those sort of typical, like, oh, you're getting older. No, not, it doesn't have to be that way. So, my friends, it's worth it. It's worth investing in yourself and making yourself a priority. And you would be surprised at, how beautiful the community really is. And I don't want to say how easy it is, but truly it's easier than you would think, because these changes are just simple. And it's truly something that you can adapt to everyday life and carry with you. It's not something that is going to just come and go. You might fall off here and there, but some of the things that are easy to take with you. So, for me, I lost 25 pounds over the time, over 2 years. I just have so much more energy and I feel fantastic. And I'm on a mission to help others feel as good as I do. So.
Jeanine, that was beautiful. And I love what it's done for you, like physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And when you say that this has transformed your life, I know that you are saying that at a really, really, really deep level. And yeah. I love how in the beginning you just thought it was just a secret sauce, it was like, and I just, okay. And look what it has done. And But there's one thing, and I'm going to talk to our next speaker about this too, is that I don't believe that we would be able to stay like off of caffeine, off of sugar, the dairy. Thank you for the recommendation, Judy Strickler, of that book today. If it was not for the nutrition that's in these capsules, and it was not for the nutrition that's in these shakes. You see, when you are so satisfied, when your cells are so well nourished, then it's the support system that you need so that you're not in what I call the pantry 24/7, looking to be satisfied by the chips and the dips and the cookies and the crackers, because your cells are satisfied. Now, having said that, all right, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our next speaker, Dr. Joan Hunter from Portland, Oregon. She's a wife, she's a mom, she is a busy, busy physician, let me tell you. I believe just received her certification as a lifestyle medicine physician. So that is huge kudos for Dr. Joan. And Dr. Joan kind of grew up on Juice Plus, but I can't wait for you to hear her story about why this fits perfectly today in her value system. Go ahead, Dr. Joan.
Thank you, Terry, for that kind introduction. So yeah, my name is Joan Hunter. I'm an internist by training, and as of October 2020, a lifestyle medicine board certified physician. So I actually learned about lifestyle medicine through the Juice Plus community. So I'm eternally grateful. And now that I know about lifestyle medicine and the 6 pillars of health that we train physicians on to share with patients and really the world is my goal, it all fits so well with the Shred 10 lifestyle. So I've been eating Juice Plus for over 15 years. My mom, who's a nurse, found out about the product and introduced it to our family. I started sharing it with my whole family and share it with patients because, as Jeanine mentioned, the research, this 40 clinical trials and counting, and basically just shows that Juice Plus gets in your body and does what eating 30 plus servings of fruits and vegetables every day would do if we could all shovel that in throughout the day. So I said yes to the Shred 10 program about 3.5 years ago. I was nursing my second child at the time, and my cousin had been shredding for about 2 years, and I had a lot of reservations as to what I couldn't give up to do the Shred 10. I said, there's no way I can give up my coffee every day. And she said, you don't have to give up your coffee, just cut back. And I was like, oh, okay. So mental challenge number 1, put in the ground. There's no way I can give up dairy. It's 10 days, you can handle it. Okay, I guess so. Well, I'm nursing. She goes, I've been pregnant or nursing every time I've shred. I was like, all right, I have no more excuses. I have to join Liz and do the Shred 10. And it truly is an amazing detoxification program, gets you focused on whole food, plant-based nutrition, which is what, as lifestyle medicine providers, we teach people all the time. I love how not only are we, when we say Shred 10, we're not talking about shredding 10 pounds, we're talking about shredding bad habits. And not only do we shred bad habits, we also add in more things that we need. So in lifestyle medicine, we talk about the nutrition. We've already spoken about that. We also focus on physical activity. So during the shred, we encourage people to make sure they're moving their bodies, make sure they're staying physically active. One of the big pillars of health that I deal with for a lot of my patients is sleep. Insomnia is, a very common problem in America. And during the shred, we add in more sleep. So we're going to try to get at least 8 hours every night when we're shredding. One of the other focuses of lifestyle medicine is on toxin reduction. And as Terry was talking about, this is a whole food, plant-based supported detox program. We're exposed to toxic substances, not only through what we eat and drink, but through our skin, through the air. And one reason we have such a problem with obesity in this country, besides the fact of what people put in their mouth and chronic inflammation, is that we have so much toxins in our body actually hides those toxins in our fat cells. So the reason why people yo-yo when they diet is if you lose fat, guess what? Those toxins are still there if you haven't done this in a really healthy, supported way. with a lot of water, which is another thing that's so important to you. And the body freaks out when it sees that toxic waste dump that was used to be hiding in its fat cells, and it piles the fat back in. So I started the shred program because post baby, I didn't want to gain any weight back, and really wanted to use this as a weight maintenance program. And it's turned into a healthy lifestyle for my whole family, which has been one of the amazing side effects for me. Along with the shred and the toxin reduction, we ask people to reduce their alcohol intake and really spare it for the whole 10 days. That really allows your liver to do the job of detoxification, so it doesn't have to compete with alcohol to get rid of all those toxins we're storing in our fat cells as we're having this detox. And one of the last pillars of lifestyle medicine is about social connection. And I can tell you the community with the Shred 10 and the Juice Plus community as a whole has been so supportive to me. And you really don't feel like you're off in your own little silo suffering for 10 days. You're with a group of people who's doing this all together, and we're actually not suffering at all. We're having a good time doing it. So I used to do the shred every other month because my husband really hates food routines. And so that was kind of how I said, okay, I'm just going to work this into our schedule. You know, it's not going to be overwhelming. He's actually done the shred with me for about the last year and a half since then. I used to be a self-proclaimed cheese addict, and it got to probably our third or fourth shred when my husband said, I think there's too much cheese on this. And I looked at him and said, I don't know what you're talking about, and finished eating my giant slice of pizza. And then 5 minutes later, I said, you're right. There was too much cheese on that, because I didn't realize how much dairy had been affecting me until I started cutting it out. So now I actually am completely dairy-free 3 years after starting shredding, and I don't miss it a bit because I know how bad I feel when I eat it. I also completely lost my craving for alcohol. I am from Louisiana, if that gives you any indication to why I might have a craving for alcohol. I went to medical school there. I actually learned how to drink in medical school. So I used to be the type of person, come home from work, have a glass of wine to settle down, feel relaxed. I have none of that desire anymore. I maybe have a glass of wine once a week. And honestly, you know, knowing what I do now, there's really no healthy, safe level of alcohol consumption. You know, the less is better for you. So that's my shred story. And I actually think that, you know, lifestyle medicine may have stolen some of these ideas from the Shred 10 because it fits so well with everything that I've learned, including the intermittent fasting, including not eating after 6 p.m. Because guess what? The critters in your gut, your microbiome, they don't want to be eating then either. They want to be asleep like we should be. So it just fits really well and has created a whole healthy lifestyle for my whole family, for which I'm very grateful. Thank you, Terry.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Thank you, Joan. Okay, I got to tell you guys, we have 5 minutes, but I'm going to put Joan back on because Joan, you and I did not bond over alcohol. I think we really connected over the gene expression piece of research from the Juice Plus research. Would you just, I mean, because that to me still blows my hair back. You know, would you explain what that is and why this program is so important?
So there's a whole scientific field called epigenetics, which is the idea that the genes that we've inherited on our chromosomes are not static. It's not just you get this gene from mom and dad and you're going to have diabetes or whatever inherited chronic medical conditions. All of our genes, or a lot of them, have basically what we call light switches on them. And the light switch gets turned off to turn the gene on, or turned on to turn the gene on and start expressing proteins, or turned off. And we can directly affect turning those genes on or off by what we put in our bodies. And there's a lot of really elegant studies that show that. So the study that Terry's referring to said that after 8 weeks eating the Juice Plus Trio capsules, over 1,600 genes changed their expression. And this is actually scientists measuring the levels of protein that are, you know, made by different genes in someone's blood, and noticing that either those protein levels had gone up, suggesting that the nutrition from Juice Plus was affecting the expression of the gene, or the protein levels had gone down, suggesting the opposite, that again, the nutrition from the Juice Plus was actually telling certain genes, negative genes, to turn off. So it's really powerful stuff. Sounds like science fiction, but it's pretty amazing to see what fruits and vegetables do in your body.
Yeah, as Dr. Richard Du Bois says, it's not that they're good for you, it's that they're so good for you, they can save your life and definitely change your life. So my friends, I want to just thank these three lovely ladies that have shared their experiences with you tonight. Juice Plus has been around for 28, 29 years. I know that we're going to be around for at least another 30, 40, 50 years. And so I'm just going to encourage you and your friends, come on along. Good nutrition is so important. And we've got good nutrition made easy for everybody. So thanks for being with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed this program. If you have any questions, please get with the person that invited you. Peace and blessings. See you soon, maybe even next week. Take care. Ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.